Got that game to come and so much for us to talk about there. Nedum, a great game. I mean, cruise control for City, really. And, you know, they struggled to contain what was a very free-flowing attacking Manchester City.
Oh, yeah, they did, especially after they made some changes as well. So it's a different type of threat, you know, and seeing Phil come out there, then Cherki. And some of the link-up play was so good. And that's ended up being like a really exciting close to a game.
Yeah.
You know, where you're not really concerned about, say, will City win or will they not? It's like, well, this is this added thing here. And I think the desire that the players showed, but then I also thought they were solid defensively as well, you know, which they needed to be. That was, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was lovely. We went in at half-time 3-0. We had goals from Gundogan, Echeverri with that sublime free kick, and then, of course, Haaland with the penalty. And we picked up where we got off in the second half. And great to see as well, we talked about the overall that's happened with the squad. Some really great, promising performances there from the likes of Cherki coming on, Nouri, Rodri coming back as well, Paul.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Oscar Bobb coming on as well.
Yeah,
done really well when he came on. But I love the end of the game. It's not very often you're sitting watching a 6-0 and you're still excited for them to go and get more goals.
Needed to keep you awake, to be fair.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All of us.
At 3 in the morning.
Yeah. That was Daryl's chat though that was putting us to sleep though behind the scenes. So, but no, yeah, enjoyed it. Job done. Would have been good going into the Juve game, knowing a draw would have been enough. But there's no reason the squad we've got, the players that we've got, that we can't go and beat Juve.
In fairness, I think that's something that I think is quite exciting, is the fact that now, like, the mentality of those players towards the end of the game looked that they were desperate to get to the top of the group. Well, now the only way to get to the top of the group is by winning against Juventus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think maybe in the minds of some, sometimes, if you're thinking about a draw, then you play for a draw. But I think City playing for a win are one of the best sides in world football to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look into the second half then. He opened the scoring for us in the first half, opened the scoring again in the second half. Ilkay Gundogan with it, got the fourth.
Yeah, great little ball from Bernardo, and how often have we seen Ilkay making a little third man running in between the centre halves, and his first touch with his left foot is fantastic and just takes it into his stride, and a great little finish as well. And you know, when people are talking about all these wonderful signings we've got in, we tend to forget how many wonderful players, technique-wise as well, that we've got. So, no, great goal, and quite rightly got man of the match.
Yeah, he really did there. Moving then, of course, then we couple of changes. Rodri came on for Nico. It's great to see, obviously, Rodri back on the pitch. Echeverri did go off at the start of the second half. We think he picked up a slight little knock. So Phil Foden came on there, who again looks very lively and sprightly, involved in a lot of the build-up, and Oscar Bobb gets the fifth goal. Yeah,
it's good to see Oscar out there doing that. Like, there was a spell where in that second half it reminded me of what he was like a year ago in that pre-season, where for many, you know, he was the star player on that American tour.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see how the season was going to fare. And obviously he had his injury, and you know, luckily for us, there's a great documentary coming out soon. Or is it out already?
I think, is it out already?
Is it Road to Recovery, Oscars?
No, it's on the way out. Not yet.
On the way out. I'm definitely going to be watching that, because it's great to see him back, and he certainly has that sharpness again. And that's his trademark. You know, the first thing he did, he went down the line one time. Then the next time, he can fake to go down the line, come inside, but then have the finish to go back across as well. Looking at it as a defender, it's so hard to play against people with that sort of quality when he has that sort of end product. Like, he's such a star, honestly.
And the man who lit up the show for the last 20 minutes, new signing Cherki, he got the assist for Oscar Bobb, and then the sixth goal, Paul, and it was a beautiful finish and lovely, well-worked move as well.
It was. Like, I think we've all seen in the Olympics last year, and then Leon last season as well, what a super talent he is, and to think he's only 21.
Yeah.
He just plays with it. It seems easy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not. The technical ability he's got, fantastic. His awareness is fantastic. Still can't really work out what foot he actually kicks with.
Don't think he can either.
Because he's as good with both, and you know, the little over with Erling, great link-up play, and the finish was fantastic as well. And you know, it's really exciting. We've got a little glimpse of it in the last 20 minutes today, but it's going to be super exciting going forward, what he's going to bring to the squad. Well,
it's so exciting, isn't it, the fact that, I mean, they've been together a couple of weeks, do you know what I mean? They're all still getting to know each other, and you'll know better than anyone the time it takes to build the relationships, but that last 20 minutes, he was the link-up with Nouri, and he put the ball across the link-up with Haaland, Oscar Bobb and Phil finding their rhythm again. It just suddenly, you know, Rodri then was just knitting it all together. Seems that we're just at the start of hopefully going to watch something that's only going to blossom and grow the more that they get to play and understand each other.
Oh, absolutely.
It was so direct.
Absolutely, and I think, obviously, the team that they're playing and the way they were playing almost encouraged you to try and be more creative like that, whereas I think sometimes in the Premier League, like, you find really, really tight blocks, you know what I mean? People who are probably of a better standard, relatively speaking, than Ala, you know, today. But the skill is there, the understanding's there, the quality's there. And as I was watching it, I remember again thinking, like, when I was playing, there'd be a few times in my career where something would happen and I don't know how it's happened. And I think with some of those attackers, that's what you're seeing. Like the link up with Nuri on the left-hand side. Nuri's running down, he plays the ball to Cherki, and he just keeps running. Then before you know it, there's a ball that's going to, like, Nuri, but how did he get there? Well, for Cherki, that was obviously the right pass.
Yeah.
Those people that can see a different sort of game, they're the hardest to play against because you'll never be able to read them. And they'll always do something which you don't expect. Even for the Cherki goal itself, that over to let it go for Haaland.
Yeah.
No one's seen him do an over yet, so why was that the right time to do it?
Yeah.
So he reads it, he knows the perfect weight, and it goes to the perfect position. Haaland sees it, it's perfect set, bang, it's on his right foot, which he'd used maybe once for the previous 10 minutes. Honestly, this level of quality, in my opinion, when it gets like this and they're creative and they're in flow, like, it's the type of stuff which you see in training.
Yeah.
When they bring that onto the actual game day, top.
So going back to what Nedum was saying there, I think that's one of the reasons players like Cherki have been brought in. When they're going to play in the Premier League against tight blocks, he's got that, he's unpredictable in what he's going to do.
Yeah.
You know, and he can, in a flash, he's got a little bit of skill that's going to open up these defences, which at times in the last couple of years we've struggled to do that. You know, he's got that little bit of gold dust, that little bit of magic. And as you said, for him to come in and connect with his teammates so early and doing it already, going forward, it's super exciting.
It's something as well. I don't know that, you know, when we talk about, you know, Phil has that kind of bit of the street footballer about him. You look at Cherki and he's feel like he's got that. Even Nuri as well seems to have the same. So, you know, when you get kind of players that they've got that little, the street footballer in them that they find a bit more an enjoyment and start doing these little flicks and things that you wouldn't necessarily see on the pitch, maybe on the street.
100%, yeah, 100%. Like, they still do it within the structure. Of
course.
But in any particular moment, they might do something which you don't expect. But for them, it's as normal as it comes. You know, we're talking about Cherki. He might use his right foot, he might use his left. He's not decided before he started doing it. So what chance have you got to defend against it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If people have their tendency, like I'm right-footed, Paul's right-footed, you're right-footed, I'm sure, like, you want to go that way. Cherki's not decided which way he's going to go. He's watching you, he's reading you.
Yeah.
So, like I say, how are you going to figure that out when he's trying to figure you out? But the quality's there, as we saw with that finish. Some of his play with his left foot, magnificent.
Yeah.
Talking about Phil, magnificent. And even, like, you'll talk about younger players again, like Doku's and Savinho's. Think about these players in 1, 2, 3 years' time.
Yeah.
Like, some of this attacking potential that City have right now, honestly, it could be as good as we've ever seen.
It's frightening, absolutely frightening. Good for us fans as well. Of course, we were trying to get that final goal, because that would have meant that we'd be top of the group on goal difference. We'd have scored more goals than Juve, but we didn't get it. And I think the main thing is that it means if you finish top of this group, you don't meet Real Madrid in the last 16. Juve are a tough proposition, though, to come up against. But as you said there, Paul, a team that we can beat.
Absolutely a team that we can beat. You know, look at their squad. They've got some good players in it. But you put it up against our squad, or the team that we played tonight, or in the last game against their two teams, you'd fancy us to go and beat them.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be tough. They're Italian, obviously. Defensively, very, very sound. Got a couple of players going forward who are a threat. But off the back of the last two games and us getting a bit of momentum, fresh legs coming in as well. You know,
Yes.
You look at our bench tonight, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I would fancy us all day long on Thursday to go and beat them.
We've got, they beat Alain, who we played 5-0, and then their other game was 4-1. So that is their goal difference of +9, just about tops us at +8. So they've started as well, very, very strong as well. It's not going to be easy, Nathan. They have looked good as well.
Yeah, of course they have, yeah. And I think they've had a new manager since the end of last season, because it was Thiago Motta, wasn't it? Because City played against them in the Champions League last year, away from home, I believe. So I believe it's a new manager. It's a slightly different style.
Yeah.
And this style's more on the front foot, because for them to be scoring this amount of goals across 2 games isn't something that people have necessarily expected from them in sort of like the last year or so.
For sure.
So they're on the front foot. They've got a positive feeling because they've won those 2 games of football. And now they've got a game against Man City again, where they can get a chance to test themselves. So it won't be easy, but again, it's the Club World Cup.
I think Juventus will be more worried about playing Man City than Man City will be
absolutely
playing against Juventus.
Yeah.
100%. Because at the end of the day, of the 2 teams, only one of them's won the Champions League in the last few years. So
there we have it.
You know.
Before we wrap up, we can hear from our manager, Pep Guardiola. Here he is giving us his thoughts at full time.
Pep, congratulations through to the last 16. You said before the game you wanted to see Manchester City tonight. How happy can you be with that version of Manchester City?
Well, the second half a little bit better. The first one, our process, the build-up was not good. We thought we should do, and we're not as queen. But therefore we push to score a goals to try to finish. First we missed one goal, but yeah, we know what we have to do to finish to win against the Italian team.
Ilkay Gundogan, player of the match. How happy are you to see him play like that, rolling back the years?
Gundogan's an exceptional player, an exceptional in all sense. So he's really, really good and make a fantastic goal. He reads what you have to do every game. So really pleased.
And a word on Claudio Echeverri, his first start for Manchester City, only 19 years old.
It's a pity for the twist, a little bit short.
Is he okay?
Yeah, it was a problem at half time, that's why I could not continue. But he's an incredible player in a small talent, big talent in smaller spaces. And happy for him for his great goal.
Did you tell him before the game you're on the free kicks tonight?
No, I want to tell you the secret. So last season when I arrived, after every training session, he practiced free kicks for alone. So always work pay off. So if you score a goal, it's because he practiced. When the other guys don't practice, no score a goals.
What about Ryan Nouri? What a debut that was.
What? We knew it. A talent with the final third, a lot of talent defensively. He can play outside, can play inside. And in the final third, he's so clever. So yeah, really good.
When will Rodri be ready to start, do you think, or still don't know?
But step by step. Do you play more than 30 minutes maybe? So yeah, it's really good. Cannot play more. Still needs, in the contrast, in the duels, still struggle a little bit. But it's normal. So it's an injury for between 11 and 12 months. So it's 9, but it's important to play much better than the previous game. He gives momentum passes. Yeah, we miss him a lot. The best player in the world, no team cannot be missed, and yeah, but this step by step is going back.
Obviously a massive game coming up now on Thursday against Juventus. How difficult is it going to be to pick your starting 11 with such a big squad?
No, it's easy. Everyone is ready and we're going to pick up the best ones.
Do you know your team already then, if it's easy?
No, not yet.
Some homework to do, some late nights.
11, well, for sure 11 new is not going to play, because play everyone already.
Brilliant, thanks so much Pep, good luck.
I'm here with Nassim Chadli.
Thank you so much there. That was DAZN bringing us Pep Guardiola's interview post-match. Seems really excited. He seems in such a good space at the moment and, highlighting a few of the great performances, talking as well about step-by-step with Rodri's. Something simmering. He's cooking.
Yeah, absolutely is. He understands it's early in this new season as such, but the fact that basically all the players have played, I think there have been one or two that maybe haven't, but they've played, they've had a chance to feel the heat to playing these different sorts of games, and now it's a clear path, go and win that third game. That's an exciting position to be in. And also that Claudio Echeverri thing, that's class. It's because when he came in last year, he was practicing his free kicks by himself. So he's earned the right to be up there. And the belief he would have had is the type of belief that, I'm sure when he was stepping up to take it, Paul was the only one that thought he was definitely going to score, because for us,
Paul called it.
Yeah, I'll take
I was like, I don't know, what does this mean? But for him, it meant everything, because he knew he was going to score, because he's practiced that all the time. And it's a lesson, again, people practice behind the scenes and they get ready for these big moments.
I think it tells a lot about what the players around him think of him as well. Because a young kid in his first start going up to take a free kick, you've got likes of Bernardo, you get Erling standing over the ball, Gundo's there. Yeah. You're like, nah, kid, sorry, we'll take this one. Yeah. But they must see it every day in training that he's got the ability to do that.
Yeah, testament to him. Another player he mentioned there and singled out, exceptional, Ilkay Gundogan. Here he is giving us his thoughts at full time.
Ilkay, congratulations through to the last 16 of the Club World Cup. A player of the match performance from you. How would you assess that performance this evening?
Yeah, it was throughout periods a really good performance. I think we had our moments in the first half, and then also the second part of the second half, I would say. Unfortunately, we started the second half a bit slow. So yeah, there was not much time at the end, to score last goal, to be ahead of Juve, ahead of the last group stage game. So that's a bit maybe the slightly disappointing part of tonight. But I think the result speaks for itself, and at the end, fully deserved.
Everyone wants to know, the first goal, did you mean it? Had you taken note of the height of their goalkeeper in the warm-up?
Well, I was a bit stuck, between doing actually what turned out at the end, but also cross the ball to the second post, because I knew that, especially, second balls, when they drop, the second post is always very dangerous. So between two things in my mind, it turned out to be perfect actually, and obviously I'm taking it, and I was very happy about it because it was a good opener also for us, in the game. Yeah, and happy to score a second one as well, in the second half, and yeah, to contribute for the win of my team.
You definitely meant the second one. What a touch that was between the two defenders there.
Yeah, the timing was perfect. The ball from Bernardo was perfect. Timing of the run was really good, and then first touch had to be perfect, to be honest with you, because there were too many opponents, in between, and could continue my run, and then at the end, yeah, it looked a bit easy to finish. Felt also not that difficult, to be honest, because I was so close to the goal. But obviously, again, very happy, to contribute and to get the win today.
Just finally, your manager has said the squad is too big. There is so much competition, so many talented players. How does that affect the dynamic within the group?
So far, not that much, to be honest. If we look at the past, recent years, I feel like this team always had many players, on the highest level, and we always had, at least 3, 4, 5 top players, sitting on the bench and waiting for their moment, especially also in big games. I think the manager has done really well in recent years with giving everyone game time, everyone who at the end also performs at the training sessions will get sooner or later his opportunity. And I'm sure in case no one should leave, until the end of the transfer window, I'm sure that's going to happen as well. But it's important, to compete also between each other, because at the end of the day, that brings the best out of everyone, and this is what the club needs.
Well done tonight, and good luck on Thursday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That is actually, as big as the squad is, Paul, that has also been the thing that's allowed City to do what they've done, is that competition for places, and you alluded to it at the start of the show as well, that is what keeps players performing at their best.
It's the competition for places, but it's the quality that's in the competition as well. And players pushing each other all the time. We said at the very start, if you're in the team, you want to make sure you stay in the team, because the quality that was on the bench tonight was ridiculous. And the ones that are on the bench that come on tonight, they come on as if they wanted to prove a point, all of them. And that healthy competition, but it's not just strength and depth, it's the quality that's in depth there as well, that I really do think, obviously apart from last season, but winning 4 in a row, winning the Champions League, it was that quality we had in depth that no other team in Europe or the Premier League had, and I genuinely believe I've got that again going into this season.
Yeah, and hopefully stand us in good stead for the rest of this tournament as well. Well, as we said, up next, it is Juventus. FG is going to be with you alongside Steph and David James. It's 26th of June. Kickoff is 2 a.m. UK time, and Matchday Live will be with you from 12:55 a.m. Thank you so much, as always, Nedum. Thank you, Paul. Thank you to all of you for watching. So there we have it. One more game to go. We have qualified for the next round, but we're hoping to win against Juve. I mean, we'll top the group. And he was on the score sheet tonight. Great to see him back. Oscar Bobb is back, and we've got a documentary charting his return from that injury, starting with getting the injury and how he came back. So we'll give you a little trailer for that, and we'll see you at the next game. Good night.
From the beginning, when Oscar came, I saw that he had something different,
When he scored that goal at Newcastle, I was there.
It was the best moment of my life. It was great.
The ball is with Kovacic. Kovacic on to De Bruyne. De Bruyne tries to scoop it in towards Bobb. Bobb is there. Still Bobb. Oh, absolutely stunning.
The manager said to go and score a goal, and I had to. What a pass.
He was ready to be one of the main players for the team.
Into the penalty area he goes. Oscar Bobb. Haaland comes inside and scores. Oscar Bobb. We'll see more of you this season.
Hopefully.
Yeah, when I heard about the news, I was, like everybody else who loved football, very sad.
I mean, everyone was super sad. I just slept and I heard the bone snap.
We've seen the news this week about Oscar Bobb's injury.
We're playing little games, and I don't know, it's something unfortunate happened.
He was there every day doing his recovery, coming back.
I have been speaking to him, and he just said he just missed playing football. Feel good? Yeah. There's a broken bone, I've lost muscle.
How were you with your 1v1s?
Don't feel as explosive yet. The recovery press is very lonely.
Driving forward that right leg.
Was the ball a welcome back from Oscar?
From the moment he comes in and he's asking, what's my plan for today? Show me what I need to do and I'll go out there and I'll do it.
There was a great moment towards the end when Oscar Bobb came back on. We're back.